Welcome back to Vancouver Carpenter. So I thought since I have this old place all cleared out, it might be a time to show you a couple of the projects I built in my old place. So I didn't actually do a lot in this place because it was so small and so crammed full of stuff, you know, being like 6 people in a 3-bedroom townhouse, that it just didn't make a lot of, and we didn't own it, that it didn't make a lot of sense to do too much work here. But there were a few things I did, and this one is just some basic Ikea stuff in a countertop that I put together, but I had to modify it a little bit. I made the countertop myself, so why don't we take a closer look at it, and then we'll check out some other shelving. So yeah, pretty much anything I did do here had to do with making use of space. And then also after that, why don't we take a quick tour around this place. You can see where we lived for the last 7 years. So the uppers are just your basic Ikea cabinets. You can't really see the metal track behind there, but it's just barely there. Never did put the filler strips in, but you know, I did it properly. I even put the little things on, left the stickers on too. Never did get around to putting handles on, but it was pretty easy to just go like this. So we left them. So we got what, 1, 2, 3 units right there. The last one needs a lot of adjusting. I can see that from here. Okay, so this space was not only supposed to be, you know, for the family, because this is right in our dining room with our kitchen right here, but this was supposed to be my office, my desk. So what I did was I bought a couple of Ikea kitchen cabinet lowers, and now I quickly found out that a kitchen cabinet lower is 36 inches. So I very quickly found out that 36 inches is actually way too high for a desk. So 36 inches is up here. I mean, nobody works at a desk like this, right? I mean, maybe if you're doing some little tasks and you want to be up here, but no, you want your desk to be right about, what did we choose here? The top of the desk is actually only 30 inches. So these cabinets that were, all right, they're 36 plus a kick. So they were probably like 32 inches or something like that. Anyways, I had to cut them down. So you can actually see, I just cut them down with a skill saw. But what I had to do is I had to factor in the size of a drawer and the size of a door. And that was a long time ago, so I totally don't remember. But it involved me having both the door and the drawer and figuring it all out and then re-drilling the sliders in to their own spot. So I had to re-drill and cut down everything, but it is possible. So you can use a kitchen cabinet Ikea base, cut it down, figure it all out, and it'll work for a desk. But it was a little bit of a surprise and a headache. So as you can see from that cut edge, that's clearly cut by a skill saw. But I mean, it really doesn't matter. Under here we got some plywood lowers support brackets for the desktop, and then we've got a countertop that I built. So that's all just, you know, plywood, good one side, or no, it's good both sides. What did they write under here? Hi, dude. The things you find. I bet you there's so many boogers under here too. Okay, but now let's get to the desk. So the desk is unfinished birch plywood with laminate on top, so, or arborite. So I've learned at BCIT at trade school how to make an arborite countertop. Let's poke our head into the corners. I mean, that's not too bad. I was happy with it. The only black eye of the whole thing is I did have to join it because this was made from leftovers from a customer's job. So I've made a lot of these on customers' jobs, and it's pretty long, but you can get these in 5x12 sheets. So when I'm working for customers and say doing a kitchen in a basement or something, and we choose to go ahead with a product like this, so maybe if the cabinets do a little L, and I can get away with it by using a 5x12 sheet, I will make sure that there is no joint in the countertop. So this was actually an offcut from that 5x12 piece. So that's why it wasn't long enough, and because the materials were free, I just decided to live with the little joint in there. You know, you can do things when it's your own house, if you're not too worried about it, that you would never do at a customer's house. Now, why ever wouldn't I want a joint in a countertop? So my point is, if I made this countertop myself, there would be no joint, it would be a full piece. Same with that one. I just don't like joints in countertops. Guys, I'm ashamed to admit, but this is the state of the cabinets that we had to live with because the place we lived wouldn't replace them. Okay, so that's not entirely true. They did offer to replace them, but the offer that they made was they said, well, you're a handy guy. We will pay for you to remake the cabinet doors as is. So what they wanted me to do was buy sheets of melamine, cut them to size, edge band them myself, and then put the same thing back up. And they would only pay for me to replace it with what was already there. They wouldn't pay for me to get anything better, like not even a painted MDF door, nothing better than this. So I said, you know what, that's not worth it, I'm not gonna do it. And right before we moved, we didn't actually know we were gonna move. The place we found was like, it just hit every nail on the head, and you know, it had things we didn't even know we needed. So we decided to go for it, but like a month before we found it, I actually ordered all new cabinet doors for this place because I finally got tired of living with it like this. And so now we're moved out and I have all the doors to replace it. And of course I'm gonna make videos on it, but yeah, that's just how that is, you know? So somebody's going to enjoy some nice new cabinet doors on this place, and hopefully they match the desk and the uppers over there. If the next person that moves in decides that they like the desk and the uppers, I'm gonna leave those. If they don't want it, then I'm gonna take it out. We'll find a new home for it in the new place. Okay, so there is one other thing I built in here that I was pretty happy with. Okay, so inside these doors that you've seen where I patched the holes, I built some shelves. So this is just your basic project pine panels with 1x3 supports. Now let's get a closer look at them. What was in here was just super crappy wire shelving that was all ripped out of the wall and falling down. So my kids have been climbing up these for 7 years. They haven't fallen down yet. So I just needed something quick, not fancy. I did at least bevel the edge there that you can see. But yeah, I just found the wood in the walls, supported it as best I could. Right there, we did get a support in that corner. This one, on the other hand, didn't have anything to support it towards the end, so we have about 8 inches unsupported, but they never came down. I also PL'd it at the same time. Yeah, perfect ladder for the kids. Okay, but that wasn't even the cool part. So behind here, you'd think there'd be some more shelves, right? Well, actually, there was only about 4 inches of unused, useless space. So I built these racks right here. These were awesome. I really liked these. They're the only ones in the whole complex because I'm the only one that built them. But yeah, these were used for tea, for jars, for all kinds of things. My wife decided to take off these little supports that I had on some of the lower ones because we couldn't quite fit jars in here. I was at first worried that things would fall out of it, but they didn't. You know what? Once we put them on here, they never fell out. So we had jars of pasta sauce, all kinds of things in here. But I loved these little guys. Construction was pretty basic, pretty utilitarian, but we were happy with it. It served its purpose. So downstairs we had a narrow garage. This place was home to a few videos that did well. The stop sanding so much one, corner bead, like nail on corner beads, and a few little texture videos. At one point I tried to stop going to people's jobs because I was starting to make enough on the channel that I could actually just make videos. And I'm like, I'm gonna get set up in my garage, and you know what? Like, after about 2 or 3 weeks of making videos down here, it was just always messy and cluttered and didn't look nice. I was like, my channel's actually suffering because of making videos down here. So I stopped doing that. And you know what? It was never clear enough. As in, like, there was so much stuff in here all the time that I just couldn't actually ever use it and film in here. But as I've mentioned in other videos, there are enough YouTube channels that are based off some handyman in his garage. We don't need any more of that stuff. No offense to anyone who's done well doing that. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I like to be on site doing stuff, and I think it looks better on camera. You get a different look in videos, and you get different opportunities to fix problems that you're not otherwise going to get or think of. All right, so stepping in from the garage, we have everybody's favorite stairwell. I don't know if these videos did particularly well, but boy, they look a lot better than they used to. And just wait till you guys see what the stairwells upstairs that I never painted look like. And we got everybody's favorite handrail. At least I like this handrail. It's still not dirty, and the paint's still stuck to it. Getting a close up here, we could still see it's looking pretty good. It's getting a little bit grubby, but it hasn't gotten smashed up too bad yet. And going upstairs, we have the echoey living room with so many holes in the ceiling. We have an orange peel texture and it's riddled with holes. We actually used to have a swing in here that my kids would play on. This living room was the nicest room in the whole place. You know, we had these windows here, south facing, we'd get some sun in there. It's not as big as it looks, I have a wide angle on here, but it was definitely the nicest place when it was tidy to be in the whole house. Walking out, we have the dumpy kitchen that's gonna be a lot better when I'm done with it. And we have the dining room where we've been doing some of this stuff. And we also have the world's worst baseboards. Don't ever install these baseboards. This profile in ultralight MDF, it gets just destroyed. I mean, look at that, right? It's chipped off everywhere. Because as soon as my kids are doing anything in here, this tiny little profile detail just blows off all over the place. These are absolutely the worst baseboards you can use for a family. And coming out of this space, we have another tight stairwell that I never did anything about. So this one's pretty trash. We got one little patch going on there. Screw pops everywhere. So I kind of started a little bit, but just decided that I didn't actually want to do anything here. You can see it's pretty thrashed. I mean, that's what the place, and it wasn't any better when we moved in. Like the original paint job, they didn't really fix any of that stuff. Like it looked like this in pretty short order. And the upstairs is 1 bathroom and 3 small bedrooms. So this is the master bedroom and it's tiny. Once you put a bed in here, it's hard not to stub your toes. There just really wasn't a lot of space in here. We've got more of these bypass doors. So these bedrooms are small, you guys, and there's some of that crappy wire shelving. I mean, like a family of 6, we were too big for this place. There's just no two ways about it. It was always painted this sort of mushroom color right from the start. And the painter who did the job, the same person that painted the latex over the oil-based paint on the doors and trim, didn't really fill any of the nicks and dings. They filled the holes, the obvious holes in the walls, but they didn't fill any of just all the nicks and dings. So the walls were in rough shape when we moved in. They're a lot worse now, but they're gonna be good when I leave it. And right here, we have Big Bertha. She is my tool that sucks the most. Sorry guys, I couldn't resist. I've had this vacuum for about 10 years and I changed the filters in the bags when needed and it's been a really good vacuum. And it's really important to don't touch unless I say so. The reason it says that is because back when I was subcontracting a lot, what would happen is there would be the contractor's crew on site and I would have my vacuum and they would just go take it and they would vacuum anything and everything. They would destroy the bags, they'd vacuum water, they'd vacuum concrete. You know, they just would abuse poor old Big Bertha when, you know what, girl like her needs to be treated well. We had names for the attachments. Some of them were better than others. This one is the Reynolds, good old Bert. The small one is named after somebody who invaded Poland back in, I think, 1939. I don't know, it just fit. Anyways, let's check out the bathroom. Okay, and the dinky bathroom that 6 people had to share. Everything in this place is so economy grade. You know, you got your generic white enamel tub, nothing wrong with it. Somebody tried to do a little patch there, didn't take. And you know, just like your vinyl surround, these things last forever. This is original and this place is like 25 years old, so it's not that bad. But you guys can definitely imagine that the bathroom lineup some mornings were not cool. You know, like there was no privacy. You definitely had to be used to doing your business and having people walk right in. You know, you weren't able to lock it because it's just one of these little guys right here that you just need like a little pokey thing. So we always had a toothpick hanging out so you could pop the lock and get in here and do what you needed to do. So yeah, you couldn't do anything in here that you weren't expecting to have somebody walk in on you doing. Okay, and moving on from here, we just have another tiny bedroom. again, even once you put like a single bed in here, it's pretty hard to do anything. You know, these places are tiny. And we had one more bedroom that was narrow but longer. We never really got to see sunsets. You know, like you look down there, just houses. When you're lucky, you'd get a nice sunrise over there. That's west facing. But generally, yeah, in these tiny places, you didn't get to see much, you know? You could see some sky, but that's about it. And this was my son's knife throwing phase. So I may have mentioned that in a past video, that if one of your kids ever talks about, you know, wanting to get into knife throwing for a good couple of weeks, eventually they're gonna find somewhere to do it. And that's where he found to do it. Wasn't very impressed with that. And you guys, that's the old place. We've moved on. But you know what? It was really affordable. Like really affordable. To be honest, we actually tripled our rent. Like that's how much the disparity between these really small affordable places and the place that we moved in. So like, you know, the deal we had on this place was probably less than half what anything else would be. It's one of those places that's it's a co-op. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of co-ops, but anyways, it's, you know, a cooperative thing. And I used to call it an uncooperative because most people would spend all their time arguing and fighting and backstabbing each other. It was actually pretty toxic a lot of the time. But anyways, that's the nature of where we are in our human evolution. I don't think that most people are actually capable of living in a cooperative way yet. But we're moving forward, we're getting there. But in the meantime, I've found a way through this channel to be able to afford a little more independence. So once again, I want to say a huge thank you to you guys. Again, I'm not trying to turn this into like a channel about making money and getting fancy things. Like I'm super grateful that because of the extra revenue from the channel, I am now able to improve my family's quality of life. That's it. You know, we paid our dues being in this tiny place for 7 years with 6 people. Have I said 7 years with 6 people enough times? 1 bathroom? So anyways, this is where we lived. I don't know if or when I'll do a tour of the new place. We're getting used to it. We're getting to know it. But you're gonna see a lot of content there of that fabulous new garage where I can, you know, become a garage guy and make only videos in my garage. No, honestly, I think there's gonna be enough stuff that we can do in this place that it's gonna be pretty cool. There's a lot of places that need things like this. We'll make a bunch of videos about that. We'll do some custom cabinets. Yeah, who knows? You know, you just don't know. I can't predict the future. The one thing that I've been fortunate in is that my future has been turning out better than I planned it. So I can only say a big thanks to, well, I don't know. I don't want to freak out the atheists too much, but I definitely believe in a little something bigger, some higher guidance there. So we'll leave it at that and not get too far into those waters. Wrong time and place. Anyways, a big thanks to you guys. A big thanks to the Creator. I hope you're doing well, and may good fortune smile upon you. Thanks for watching.